In Game 3, the Los Angeles Lakers returned the favor and blew the doors off the Golden State Warriors, and once again, Warriors fans were quick to resort to the free throw disparity as the main reason as to why they lost by a whopping 30 points. Take away the Lakers' additional 16 made free throws, and the Lakers still blow out the Warriors, but in reality, this is going to be a recurring theme this series so long as LeBron James and Anthony Davis remain aggressive in attacking the basket. Both teams are almost on complete opposite ends of the spectrum in regards to how they operate, as the Golden State Warriors seem to have completely given up on the idea of attacking the basket as part of a well-balanced diet on offense, but instead are solely reliant on taking a much higher volume of three-point attempts than what fans have been seeing in the regular season, all in hopes of outshooting the Lakers from beyond the arc, and not having to engage with a physical game they frankly aren't equipped for. As for the Lakers, they have plenty of incentive to constantly attack the basket, whether it's to expose the Warriors' lack of a legitimate rim protector, get to the free throw line to control the tempo of the game, or collapse the defense to get the shooters on the perimeter open looks. With those factors taken into consideration, this series ultimately boils down to both Stephen Curry and Anthony Davis' ability to get hot in a hurry and serve as their team's engine on both ends of the floor. Fortunately for the Lakers, the Warriors don't have many bodies to attempt to throw Anthony Davis off his game. But as for the Lakers on the other hand, this new-look Los Angeles Lakers roster has plenty of high-energy backcourt players to throw at Stephen Curry, between Jared Vanderbilt at the wing, Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, and as fans just witnessed, Lonnie Walker as well. We're only 3 games into the series, and Jared Vanderbilt has already expressed to the media how exhausted he is with having to chase Stephen Curry all over the court. Vanderbilt clearly was not able to keep up in Game 2, which led to Darvin Ham's adjustment in Game 3 with Austin Reeves as a primary defender on Curry, but once again the Lakers would pay the price, with Reeves' legs basically being gone by the time he had to set up the offense. In an ideal world, the best game plan a team could come up with when guarding Stephen Curry is to have a slew of solid to elite defenders in the backcourt who enables the coaching staff to constantly throw fresh legs at Curry to make sure he barely sees daylight on his shot attempts. That's obviously easier said than done, considering few teams have that much depth in the backcourt, but fortunately the Los Angeles Lakers indeed are one of those teams. From the title and thumbnail, many of you guys already know that Darvin Ham and his coaching staff may have just stumbled across yet another young high-energy quality defender that could be thrown at Stephen Curry, that player being Shaquille Harrison. Harrison's 9 points and 4 assists in just 9 minutes of garbage time was impressive, but that's not exactly what the Lakers currently need out of the former G League Defensive Player of the Year. Standing at 6'4" with a muscular and athletic 190-pound frame, Shaq Harrison actually makes for quite the ideal build to serve as a 5th quality option to be thrown at Stephen Curry. He's faster and stronger than Austin Reeves, he's larger than Dennis Schroeder, and overall, Shaq Harrison's resume speaks for itself as he could already be seen as the best perimeter defender on the Lakers team right now. For years he's been limited to just dominating the G League competition due to his lack of feel for the offensive game, but so far this season, and especially in Game 3, Harrison might have just turned a corner to be the elite two-way talent teams hoped that he would be, and more importantly, might have broken the glass ceiling that was limiting his potential. Harrison is coming off a breakout stretch with the Portland Trail Blazers, where he averaged 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game in just a matter of 24 minutes on the floor. Just like with Lonnie Walker, who was kept in the coaching staff's doghouse for months and stayed ready, more attention and respect needs to be given towards the fact that Shaq Harrison has managed to do the exact same thing, and he should be rewarded with more opportunity. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes of action, that's going to be some much needed rest for an exhausted Jared Vanderbilt, Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, or Lonnie Walker from having to constantly chase the Warriors Splash Brothers around. The sample size is getting large enough for fans to dismiss the concern that Harrison would be a liability on offense, and looking at the recent track record, the Los Angeles Lakers have gotten nothing but good out of giving more minutes to young players who have a high motor on defense. So let me know down in the comment section below, should Darvin Ham consider incorporating defensive specialist Shaq Harrison into rotation as part of a strategy to constantly throw fresh legs at Stephen Curry. But that's it for the video, take it easy guys.
Darvin, after Game 2, you had bemoaned kind of the second and third quarters. That defensively, they scored over 40 in each. Tonight, it was 38 combined in the second and third. Just wonder what you saw defensively, what adjustments you guys made, and how that played out.
We just wanted to keep a body in front of Draymond first and foremost, and I think after that first quarter, guys just really turned it up. They dialed it up with their competitiveness, and just the communication was great. Us being aware of who was on the floor for them, who's coming out, what combination of players are out there, which kind of dictated, some of our coverages, and we were able to switch up our pitches. And but just the competitive edge, that's something we talked about between between game 2 and this game tonight was just, we could talk coverages, adjustments, and all of that, but the basic foundation of us executing anything is our approach, our energy, our effort, our urgency. You can audible, you can come out with coverages all you want, but if you don't put anything into them, then nothing is going to work. So us just come, and then sometimes you're not going to get it right. It's not going to be perfect, but if you have a ton of energy, you're competitive, you're competing as a group, individually to a man and as a group, things usually work themselves out. So I just think our guys were just really, really awesome tonight in terms of their competitiveness and doing the little things, covering for one another, getting the ball, pushing it with pace, just playing a really physical, downhill, forceful game, and we were fortunate to come out with the win.
Coach, I know you felt very confident about winning the game tonight, but are you kind of surprised at how, from a scoring standpoint, how lopsided it was?
I mean, the things happen. We tried to force them into some difficult situations, and, we look up, the game gets out of hand a little bit, but, make no mistake about it, the deficit and us winning by whatever, 30 doesn't represent who that team really is. Just like us losing the way we did in game 2 doesn't represent who we are. This is going to be a battle to the end, man. It's you can't rest on your laurels. That's a hell of a team. They're a defending champion. They're defending champions for a reason. And, we're thankful to get this one. But, come Monday, we know we're going to have a dogfight on our hands. So, and rightfully so. It's that time of the year, and that's what this is built for.
Darvin, for the third time this postseason, I'm over to you, right? D'Lo had like a flurry of scoring, and now you've won 2 of those 3 games. What type of asset is it to have that? He can kind of go off at any moment, and how does that help your squad?
I think it helps. One of the things we talked about in trying to be successful against the Warriors, it's not just trying to stop them from making threes and getting them off the 3-point line. You also have to keep the scoreboard moving on your own behalf. And so D'Lo is the type of player, he's going to come in, and if he sees us struggling a little bit, he's able to make plays with the ball in his hand. He's able to make plays receiving the ball on the second side or third side action. He's a great catch and shoot player. So, and, he just locked in and saw a couple go in early and just stayed aggressive. And whenever he's decisive and aggressive, he's off the charts. And, obviously with all the attention that's being paid to Bron and AD, I mean, it's him, Austin. There are going to be opportunities for those guys, Vando as well, to be aggressive and assertive on offense. And so that's what you saw early. I think he had, our first 11 points or something like that. And, he felt it. He gets into a rhythm, like the kid can flat out score as well as play make. So it was great. It was great to see.
Darvin, what did you think of LeBron's complete game, from not scoring to running into the stands to blocking shots to 360 scores in the lane, doing everything for you guys?
That's just who he has to be. That's who he's been and who he has to be this time of the year. That's why he's a champion. The little things. And we had some unfortunate plays also, like some 50-50 balls we didn't come up with, some long rebound tap outs that they were able to get, mishandling the ball sometimes during certain possessions. But, the squad, our team, we did a great job of just having a next play mentality. Obviously a little irritated about not coming up with making certain plays, but just the next play mentality. And I think that's what you saw with him. And again, him putting that effort into doing the little things. And you see a guy like that in year 20, obviously first ballot Hall of Famer, top 5 dead or alive ever to play in the NBA. And to see him doing the little things like that, just a screen and him pushing the pace, him finding teammates, him defending, rebounding, it makes it easier to get these other guys to do it.
Yeah, Darvin, when you talk about your defense and the way you guys operate, is it possible to overestimate just how important AD is to that effort?
I mean, he's the catalyst. He's the anchor, man. His activity, when he's blocking shots, changing shots, it's amazing. And, he's locked in to the T. And, really communicating with the coaches, coverages, again, being aware of who's on the court, who's in the game for them, what are we doing, how are we guarding this action, how are we guarding that action, and just his awareness. The ball gets driven, we don't want to just take away the three line. They're going to make their fair share of threes. But what we can't do is give up the easy bunnies at the rim in the paint. And he's done a phenomenal job just whenever he's out there, not just against this team, but just overall, just the way he commands the paint defensively. And he's able to step up, switch out on the perimeter, and just force guys into awkward positions and tough shots. And so he's definitely, he sets the tone.